IBEW, Local Number 89, Akron, Ohio. Chartered November 27, 1899. Defunct on January 31, 1905. IBEW Local Number 11, Akron, Ohio. Chartered March 31, 1906. Defunct in 1912. IBEW Local Number 220, Akron, Ohio. Chartered July 15, 1914. Defunct on September 25, 1925. IBEW Local Number 439, Akron, Ohio. Chartered September 10, 1916. Defunct on May 16, 1927. The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, or IBEW, attempted no less than 4 times to establish a union local of electricians and linemen in the then notoriously anti-union city of Akron, Ohio, during the late 1890s and the first 2.5 decades of the 1900s. But even with the booming tire industry of the rubber capital of the world, which by the mid-1920s was producing roughly half of the world's rubber and over half of the country's tires, the staunch anti-union fervor in the city, led by the Big Four rubber industry giants, Goodyear, Firestone, B.F. Goodrich, and General Tire, kept the Electrical Workers Union at bay. Steadfast, the IBEW chartered another local of its own, Mixed Trades Inside Wiremen and Outside Linemen Local Number 306, on April 17, 1926, to represent organized union electrical workers in Akron and the surrounding region. The local would later be redesignated by the IBEW in 2001 as solely an inside local. The century-long commitment to solidarity, craftsmanship, and the union brotherhood of Local 306 and its members would permit the local to not only endure, but prosper over the next 100 years and beyond.
When I was coming out of high school, my father was a member and an officer, became extremely ill that ultimately took his life, and it left my mom, myself, and 2 sisters kind of out there. And I remember the IBEW and the Brotherhood stepping up and helping her. I'll never forget that.
Perhaps the dedication to its craft, its union, and its community that has allowed Local 306 to persevere was no more evident than it was some 95 years after it was chartered, when its members performed a complete electrical upgrade and modernization of the Akron Children's Hospital during the early 2020s, without interrupting the hospital's ability to care for its sick young patients.
Everything in that entire place we had to shut down at some point in time. And we pulled the whole thing off, and we never had a single issue. That's what the IBEW, that's what Local 306 electricians can do.
I have everything I have because of the IBEW, because of the opportunity when I was a young man, and yeah, I'm grateful.
It's been the best thing that's ever happened to me. Just a livelihood for my family, the brotherhood with the members. You couldn't ask for a bunch of better guys and gals to be around. I mean, everybody's overall super helpful, super supportive, and always there for you.
It's meant stability. I had a kid young. It meant I had insurance. I never had to worry about that. I never had to worry about putting food on the table. I've had a steady job for going on 30 years. I never had to worry about where my next meal was coming from, or my kids' clothes were coming from, or diapers, or anything like that.
I think anything that's happened, kind of the rebirth or reimagining of our region, our members have worked on that. Their hands and have been on those projects from the ground up. So I think whether you're looking at the skyline, buildings that have been remodeled, new additions to the companies coming in, our members have been an important part of that, and kind of think kept Akron very viable and great place to live.
Our local is still on the map and is making progress. Local 306 Press Secretary W.H. Wilson announced to the IBEW International membership in the July 1935 issue of the Union's Journal publication. We have had an uphill struggle for many years, but our efforts are beginning to bear fruit. Nearly 14 years of persistent and consistent effort put forth on the part of a few loyal electrical workers who have hung on with the stamina of a bulldog have finally brought about a harmonious relationship with a number of the major electrical contractors in this city, and we have entered into a closed shop agreement. After finally getting its feet under itself, Local 306 endured the Great Depression of the 1930s. It then helped the United States and its allies win World War II as its members retooled Akron's industries, particularly its rubber companies, which transformed and increased production for the United States arsenal of democracy by shifting away from civilian goods to mass-producing synthetic rubber, military vehicle tires, barrage balloons, life vests, and aircraft. Through the highs of the 1950s and 1960s, when work in its jurisdiction was booming along with the rubber industry and Akron and Kent State universities, while the local gained life-altering healthcare and retirement benefits for its members. And through the lows of the 1970s and 1980s, when the rubber industry began to abandon Akron, the national economy faltered and non-union competition surged. And throughout the 1990s, when the local helped power Akron through economic restructuring as it shifted away from heavy manufacturing toward a service, technical, educational, and corporate economy, including the construction of its Canal Park baseball stadium as home of the Akron Rubber Ducks minor league baseball team. Local 306 and its membership remained unwavering in their collective commitment to serving the electrical industry within their jurisdiction.
Being in the local with the pension and the health cares and the stuff that we have, it's the best team to join. And like I said, I was proud to be here.
Have a good retirement, have good medical coverage for a retiree. It's given me everything I have.
What we have with our scale, our pension annuity it is, an international pension, it just changes people's lives. I mean, they go from struggling every week to be able to save and retire with dignity.
I had both my knees done a few years ago, and I didn't pay a penny. So that's another plus for our union.
Yeah, the benefits that have been negotiated here over the years have definitely played a role, whether it's the health care or your pension or just the wage itself. It's a living wage that allows you to live a honest, clean, blue-collar life.
It's a fantastic future. You'll have your retirements. You can raise a family. You can have vacations. Maybe have a couple toys.
Since its inception, Local 306 has relied on its highly skilled workforce of union electrical workers to sustain its standing in the construction industry while building up the greater Akron region. To that end, the local and its employing contractors have committed an increasingly significant amount of resources to provide the very best training to apprentices new to the trade, as well as upgrade training for experienced journeyman-level electricians through the world-class accredited educational programs of the Akron Area Electrical Joint Apprenticeship and Training Committee, or JATC. At its core, the extensive 4-year JATC apprenticeship provides a comprehensive, low-cost education to students who also earn while they learn on job sites as part of their training to become journeyman wiremen.
We turn out outstanding journeyman wiremen. They go on to be productive employees for our contractors. These are the people who live here, play here, work here. They pay their taxes here. They give back to the community in different, many different ways.
We have real life instructors that have been through it, that have done it themselves. They've had the hands-on training themselves, and they have chosen to pass that knowledge down.
I really like to be able to hone in on exactly what the industry needs or changes that come and be able to build those things, to specifically teach. When we went through, it was kind of a generally, it's going to be this or this, and then things advanced as they went. So they can be a lot more specific now with the JATC.
To greatly enhance its JATC training, Local 306 opened its ultra-modern and fully equipped JATC Training Center in 2001, alongside the new Union Hall it also erected. The 15,000 square foot training facility on South Main Street in Akron features classroom and lab space, including dedicated areas for both related technical instruction and hands-on electrical work that supplements on-the-job training.
You can see if you walk through here the amount of time, effort, and money we put into training.
All we have is a trained workforce, and training is our future.
Oh, it's been very good for the local. We've had actually some customers, well, our contractors have the customers now that were non-union contractors. So we use it as a tool. invite them over, come take a tour what we can offer you as far as training for your employees.
It's a great training center, and we turn out the best electricians in the business. I don't know why you'd ever want to be an electrician and work in this field and not be an IBEW electrician, and if you live in this area, why you wouldn't want to be a member of Local 306.
I don't know what the local would be without the apprenticeship. This is a huge part of who we are and what we do.
Local 306 continued to make advancements and confront challenges in the Y2K millennium while remaining focused on training and organizing to develop and gain market share in the electrical industry. Having navigated through the severe late 2000s recession and the deadly COVID-19 pandemic of 2020, the local's workforce maintained employment with the several hospital systems within its jurisdiction, which have constantly upgraded and expanded. Kent State, Akron, and other universities and colleges in the area, and Goodyear and Firestone, while also energizing the recent rebirth of Akron into a modern, tech-focused city and serving its communities in a multitude of professional and charitable ways.
Our members, they go to work on a construction site every day and go out there and do stuff that a lot of people don't want to do. But they're also the people that they're coaching your little league ball team or the basketball team or whatever in the evenings and weekends and stuff. So we're an integral part of the community.
We're pretty diverse in the Akron jurisdiction because when some rubber shops and big industry had left, we still did a lot of commercial, small industrial work all over our jurisdiction. And where some jurisdictions live and die by the large jobs, we're trained and we do everything here in Akron. We're very diverse.
I think Goodyear and Firestone both, recognize when they've got projects to do in Akron, they want to get the most highly skilled folks on that project. When it comes to, to electrical work, it's 306 members. So we've been very fortunate. Our contractors are, do a great job with them as customers and have serviced them for a long time. And I think they recognize that if they want to get the best bang for their buck, they come to the 306 members and contractors.
One of my main goals is to grow our market share, grow our membership, continue to expand. That's how we will survive. Whether that's through apprenticeship or organizing, it takes all the above to do that.
As Local 306 celebrates its 100th charter anniversary in 2026, it can look back on a legacy of accomplishments spanning several generations, including within some families of its members, while also keeping an eye on the future by ensuring its workforce is well prepared for it and its membership is well represented.
I'm third generation from Local 306. My grandpa was a signman. My dad and 4 uncles were all IBEW 306 members, 2 linemen, 3 inside wiremen. My older cousin is also an inside wireman. And then I decided to join, and I have a younger brother that is also an inside wireman.
It's been run well by good people and good business managers, good presidents, good executive board, guiding the local, good secretaries. We've always had good secretaries. It means that we've done well.
This is so much better than where I came from, and I know it. And not everybody, unfortunately, gets to see that, and some of the members that do see that become our best members because they realize this is worth fighting for.
After its first century, IBEW Local 306 represents about 800 members that perform a wide range of electrical work in the industrial, commercial, residential, and teledata fields in Summit, Medina, Portage, and Wayne counties. Meanwhile, the local continues to outmatch its non-union competition through training and solidarity within the union brotherhood and sisterhood.
We want to continue with what we're doing, and that's training the best electricians in the business.
It's a career opportunity that you can't pass up. I mean, it's a livelihood, it's a brotherhood, it's a way of life that changes people's lives.
Yeah, I'm just proud to be here, proud to be part of Local, proud to serve the members. I love everything about Local 306.
It's all I've ever known. It's the only thing I've ever known. I've raised my family, I've raised 4 kids, right, on the back of what we built.
It truly is a brotherhood.